Man of the year, KB. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Today I have a very special guest. We have the fan of the year. We have Stephani Perkins. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Still on cloud. I guess unlimited from yesterday. Insane. It's been an insane 24 hours to say the least.
It's been pretty cool. I mean, as everyone saw the videos and stuff, I really like I said, I was a fan of like that Kevin Byer whole interaction because you got a picture, you got a selfie, but not that, you also got like a video. It was Carrie, I think. Carrie filmed the behind you, so like you got like all sorts of like that was nuts.
Carrie got me. She got me because she knew I was nervous about the whole thing, but she got the behind, and I didn't see the video until she uploaded it, and I was like, "Did he really ask me for a picture?" Like, that's so. And just Rabel's just standing right there.
That was another thing. Like the national anthem was going, and you turned. I was like, "Oh man, Rabel's like right there." Like, I was like, "Damn, like that's crazy." Tell me how that experience went down. Like, going towards the stadium stuff.
We got there. I got in at about 11. Finally got my fan of the year jersey, which is just, it sealed the deal for me. Like, just to have this now is just, it's like it's official. Like, I don't have to be like, oh, I'm a fan of, people could see the big button right here and just know that that's what's up.
Nice.
And then on the back side, it'll have fan of the year and 21 on it as well. So it was really cool for that part. I got the jersey, went to put it on, everything hit. Go out 11:30. Me and Nader rush down to the field. And then we get out, and all of a sudden, I'm right on the sideline. Like, I'm just walking down, and I see the Titan, the blue and white tarp where they stand, the benches where they sit, all the athletic trainers and people who help them throughout the game. They were all out there, and I was just looking around. I was trying to record a couple videos here and there because the craziest part was I felt huge and small at the same time because you're encapsulated by 69, almost 70,000 fans. Yeah. And just to kind of see them all the way around, it was just nuts. Like, that was so overwhelming, but in the best way. And then all of a sudden, I was minding my business, talking to Nate, got some pictures next to the sword, all that good stuff. And then I see Coach Rabel. He's just coming out, he's walking. And when I tell you this man could still get out there and put on pads and play football, they weren't lying. Nobody was lying. He came up and he just got bigger and taller. He came up.
It's like that silhouette. It just keeps going.
It really
going.
was. He turned his mic or his headset piece off, and Carrie's like, he's coming over here. And I'm like, on the inside, I was freaking out. I was just like, my entire life.
Trying to play it cool, like, what's up, coach?
I was trying, but I knew inside, like, my eye was twitching, but on the outside it wasn't, so I was okay. But he came up and he said, Stephani, congratulations. I'm like, you know my name? What? And he's like, what's up, or hello, Nate. And he was very nice. Frabel was very, very nice. Just tell me congratulations. You've done amazing things through the season. I'm excited for you, congratulations again. And then I find out as he's walking around, because I'm taking pictures, I'm not trying to be that, but I was that weird fan just pointing the camera and taking pictures.
I would have been all day. I would have been like, you all getting this. You guys are all getting this.
I was just like trying to take as many pictures and videos as I can, but I'm like, starstruck. But then they started announcing the players, and someone behind me said, as they were telling me what was going on through the 12 Titan ceremony, because the sword was right there. The sword is real. It's 100% real, and it's very heavy.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it was heavy because I remember seeing the video and stuff. You held it pretty good, but
yeah, it was heavy, and it was a very real sword. You could slice something with something. It could very well happen. Got the W because I didn't fall on my face, or I didn't stab my foot. So I'll take that W. All day. But then someone told me, like, you're going to be behind right in front of the Titans players as you walk onto the field. And I'm like, wait a minute, you mean all the players are going to be behind me? And I'm like, just internally trying to calm myself down because like I'm going to be next to players I've watched and I've loved and just it's crazy. Like I'm still trying to grasp what was going on. And so they did, they pulled me out to they actually, let me go ahead. They brought the players, called them in one by one. They all congregate in the middle of the field, which I love the fact that they don't show that when we win games, that we stand in the middle of the field. But I took pictures of them all coming at me. You're going to come say hi, I know. You're going to say hi real quick.
What's up, Nate?
Say hello. All right.
It's like,
thank you, bye.
I was there.
I know you were.
I'm gonna have snack, Mama.
In a minute. Go with Nana. Thank you. All right. But anyways, the players started coming at me, so I took pictures of them coming towards me, and I'm like, this is really happening. These players are right next to me. And then KB walks up. Mike Vrabel's like, hey, KB, this is Stephani, our fan of the year. And that's when he walks over, he shakes my hand, and he's like, hey, Steph, congratulations. Let's get a picture. And I'm like, not KB asking me for a picture. And then the funny part is there was one photo, the first one I took, my hands were shaking like this. I was trying to get a selfie and half of his face was clipped up, but he's like, we can take another one, it's fine. And so I got the second selfie and I'm like, this looks great. And then I was just taking pictures of like Jeffrey Simmons, and Ryan Tannehill is way bigger.
Is he?
Close. Like Ryan Tannehill is just about as big as AJ Brown, and stuff like that. He's like 6'2", 6'3", like he's a big quarterback. And they were just all just standing there. And then all of a sudden the national anthem hits. This was after I did the sword. When I tell you that was the single best experience of my entire life, like that's no joke. We ran out to the middle. To be honest, things kind of went so fast that I was trying to grasp everything. Yeah. Nate was over there cheering for the side. Like I love some of the pictures they got because I didn't know he was like just rooting me on like that from this, but I love, that's what kids do. They're the best hype man. Nate is my best hype man. And so wielding the sword and I stab it in the ground, and I'd pick him up and twirl him around because I'm overjoyed that I get to share that moment with him. Because as parents, we do everything for our kids. Those are our motivators. And just to be in that moment with him and everybody cheering me on, and it was just an experience of a lifetime. I'm never gonna forget it. It absolutely was. I go back to the sideline, and they were like, did you want to hang out for the national anthem? And I'm still kind of on like 22 in my head.
Oh yeah.
And Vrabel says, yeah, she can hang out right here next to me. And I'm like, that's where I was like, I'm not going to say no. If Vrabel asks you to stand here next to him, next to the anthem, you're not going to say no. So we do the national anthem, but I'm sitting here trying, the person plays the guitar, and I'm just rolling over my camera. And then that's why you see Vrabel right next to me, because he's literally right next to me. Because when he pushed me up to the front, so I'm like, his hand was on my back. So I'm like, first of all, I shook his hand. I shook KB's hand, and I'm like, this is the greatest experience of my life. But I'm like, yeah, she can hang out with us during the national anthem, and we just stood there did the national anthem. I was looking over, and I'm like, this is really happening. There's Buster Screen behind me. There's Michael Pruitt. Prayers up to Michael Pruitt. I really hope that he heals successfully. That was a really hard moment because he worked so hard, but I know he's going to come back even better. And so just everybody was just over to the side. Dante Foreman, and just Jeff Swain. He was there too. He was on the backside. I could just remember where each specific, like Rashad Evans was over there. I could just remember seeing different players, and I'm just like, I'm still in this moment. Like I'm still okay. That's fine. I'm still just in that moment, just that experience. I will never forget it. Like, I know there's like, you get to go to the Super Bowl, that's great, but I think
this might have been your Super Bowl.
Being on the field. Oh yeah, this was my Super Bowl. This was 100% my Super Bowl. And then I'm walking off. I'm done. I'm done with the field and stuff like that. You have people just like clapping for me and cheering me on, and then I'm walking up the stairs, high fives, congratulations, and things like that. And it was otherworldly. Huh? Like I'm so happy for the Super Bowl, but this was for me. This was absolutely my Super Bowl 100%.
Now, let me ask you a question. Was it colder on the field than than in like the stands? Was it like a
It
lot?
actually wasn't. It was warmer. It was a little warmer down there, and the weather held up just before it didn't start raining until I got back to my seat. So the weather actually held up for the ceremony and everything. It was pretty cool, but it was a lot warmer down there.
So how was that being in the middle of Nissan Stadium on the Titans logo with again a good crowd like that? That's crazy.
It was almost sold out. It was pretty close to capacity for that game. At least in my head it was. But like I was trying to pay attention to not falling mostly because I didn't want to trip over my own 2 left feet and face plant on Nissan Stadium and Nissan Field. But just in my head, I'm like, I'm here where some of my all of my favorite players have played or are playing, and I'm like, my feet has touched Nissan Stadium field. Like I still can't wrap my head around the fact that my feet were on that field, or I was on the tee, the logo right in the middle where everybody plays, and just in that moment, I'll be perfectly honest, I kind of blacked out. I think it was just because of the moment. It was so huge.
Yep.
I remember the videos. When people put the videos out, and then I see what happened. But in that moment, it went like real quick.
Luckily, you have the videos and the pictures because sometimes it's like putting a puzzle piece back together. You're like, wait, oh yeah, I remember doing that, or I did do that. I'm like, yeah.
I just wielded the sword and I said, I'm just going to make this as big of a thing as ever. And then I just heard, after that moment when I was walking off the field, when I picked up Nate, I came back, and it's kind of like an out-of-body experience. And that's no, I think it's just because of how much I love the team and how much this moment meant for me. My body was just like, you're going to get through this moment. When you get off, then everything kind of like, I was walking around. They were still zooming in on me and Nate, cheering for the team. But all I could hear was people just clapping and cheering and just, that was awesome. That was incredible. And I got over to the side, and one of the production crew, which they're very nice. There was a couple of production crews that were on the field. They were just like, you did great. You did wonderful. And I'm like, I don't really remember like that moment. I remember stabbing the sword in the field.
What did I do?
Did this really happen? Like I'm still on, like I said, Cloud Unlimited, because it was just incredible. It was incredible.
That's awesome. Again, it was a great experience. Something that you'll always remember. Plus, we got the W. Plus, we clinched, and then we got the number 1 seed. Like you can't.
We were inside with a bunch of people in the club section, and we were all watching, the end of the game.
Say hi.
We were all watching the end. We were all watching the end of the game, and then they changed the videos inside the bigger screens to the Bengals game. So we were in there all together just watching it, and to see that field goal kick and just everybody just erupt.
We were Bengal fans. I was the biggest Bengal fan yesterday.
I said the day before, if Joey Burrow pulls out this win, I'm going to send him a cigar. Like I'm just going to figure out, send it to the Bengal stadium. Be like, look, you can. Thank you so much. But I've seen a lot of people kind of come out with donating to his charity.
I forgot there was another team who did that. I think it was the Bills did it to a player that they needed. Who was that? It was a couple years back. I'm trying to remember. It was the quarterback.
But it was a quarterback. They donated it to his
and they donated to his charity for thank you for so
for taking care of this for us.
It's crazy how football is and how things work.
It was just something that fell in line, and I just to watch everything because sometimes with how the Titans are, we usually
never does.
We can't depend on anybody else. It's really just us. But to see the puzzle pieces, the domino effect just hit because it was us winning. Then the Raiders just had kicked that field goal to beat the Colts, and then that was the longest 5 minutes of my entire life in the Bengals game. Like for 1 minute left in the game. That took 30 minutes off my life.
It really did. Yeah, it was nuts. It's so again that adds to the day.
It really did.
You had to. So again, he has a Sonic thing.
I love it.
I mean, This kid's a ham. He's done that with like Mike Griffin. I mean, he's done it with all like the players I had. He was just like,
I love it. Kids are just unapologetically themselves, and they just live their best lives.
Yep. You know, before I used to kind of be like, no, Ian, go. Now I'm just like, you know, if the more I embrace it, the more it's gonna keep going. So I let him do it.
Just people know you're a parent. It's not like you can stop those encounters or interact. I'm like, he's a kid. He's just gonna be here when he's here.
Yeah. But Stephani, I want to say, I mean, what you've done with, you know, Ladies of Titans Twitter again, you know, us going back to what I forgot, like almost in the middle of the season or the beginning of the season when, you know, I had, you know, 2 parts to Ladies of Titans Twitter and that movement and what you did and just your personality. Like everyone loves you, not just because you're nice, but you have a good heart. You can tell the way you treat people and stuff, and that's really, really important. I think that's why they picked you as fan of the year. Other than that, like you're probably the best, you know, fan of the year. And
I appreciate it. It's so humbling. Like I don't take anything for granted. I'm very thankful for the opportunity that I have, not only to just represent the fan base, but women in sports, women in football, women or lady fans all over, just to be able, like I've gotten so many heartfelt messages and things like that about, you know, like I hope my daughter gets to see this and see that you can get anywhere in the football. I said, you know, it's crazy to me how I feel like this has become now like this has longevity. This is not something I just created for a short period of time or one season. This is definitely a movement, like you said. I'm so appreciative of everybody that supports me, you know, 100%.
And again, like I said, Titans family, they're strong and we stick behind you. And again, thank you for everything. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad there was no rain. There was no ceremony where it was raining and stuff. Everything held up perfect. You didn't fall on your face. I'm glad that didn't happen. And I'm glad that, you know, like I said, everything worked out for the best. You deserved it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
This kid's climbing. Ian, can you say tighten up? Yeah, now you're on time.
Nate does the same thing. He'll get off the camera like tighten up.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I get off the camera,
he'll be yeah.
Loud.
But again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
No, it's been a pleasure. And like I said, I told a couple of the Ladies of Titans Twitter, we need to do Ladies of Titans Twitter takeover Mr. Titan show again. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah, they absolutely loved it. It was so much fun.
So we'll definitely do that. So again,
definitely in the works. That'll be great. Just let me know. It's gonna definitely try to. This week has definitely turned out to be insane, but in the best way.
Yeah, definitely 100%. So I'll let you get comfortable, get warm, because I know it's snowing over here. The cold fronts are crazy. So. All right, so stay warm.
You too. Thank you so much.
Tighten up.
Tighten up. Thank you.